Tonight, I have a weird looking train driver. Driver's made of squares and triangles. Marco tries to race Kieron. And we look at Senna eating some food.
Alright then, hello everyone and welcome back to this episode. It's episode 4, I believe. We're motoring through the series. But anyway, I'm here and Kieron's here as well. Both of us are back. Kieron's recovered from his many diseases that he had last week.
Cholera, gonorrhea, syphilis, a lot of shit.
Anyway, everyone has tried to go somewhere and ask the question, what is quicker, the train or the car? So, Kieron and I decided to find out.
In this game,
game.
we already know in real life it's pretty much the train now. It's actually gone ahead of the car. But anyway, the train goes in, of course, in a circle in this game. It just goes round. It's a pretty small map. That's why. So, starting at the same point would end up at the same point. So we had to come up with something else.
So I would start in my 2005 Ford GT on the outskirts of Surfers Paradise, and well, I had to get to the Outback Industrial Estate building, but without using the motorway or any A roads.
Well, I would start at the Outback Industrial building and would have to do a complete lap before Marco arrived there because the train, of course, again goes in a circle. So with me hopping on the train at this village point, it was time to start the race. 3, 2, 1, go!
Righty ho then. So we have no forms of contact apart from the phone. The idiot is on the train. I'm in a car using no main roads. I'm screwed. So hang on. So I've got to get to blimming the place where the train started from. And that's like Copper's Poddy or something. So I've got to go all the way to the north of the map. So I'm not in a good position right now.
The problem was neither was I, because I had to go all the way round back to the place.
Oh,
well, Marco only had to go pretty much straight. So now in this train, I was ready to be absolutely abused by the train driver, as I was now classified as what is called a hobo.
In 400 yards, bear left.
I was pretty bored, so I decided to ring my colleague. Right, how are you going?
Fine. I'm using a road at the moment, but I'm not really allowed to use proper roads, so I've got to cross the motorway now.
I'm coming up to the Surfers Paradise bit. I believe there's like a rock just after this bit. I can hardly see anything. And also, I think my train driver's made of squares and triangles. So it's pretty okay. Anyway.
That's not normal. Your train driver's a bit weird.
Well, he's driving the train pretty good. Anyway, I'm going on. Right, okay, I'll phone you later.
So wait, hang on. You're through Surfers Paradise, are you? I've gone the wrong way.
Coming around the bit.
So you're going through Surfers Paradise right now. I have just crossed the motorway on my way to the north. Cock.
The north, which means that you're going to be absolutely filled with rage of accents and everything.
This isn't Britain, it's Australia. Anyway, talk to you later.
But let's just say, you know, some northern Australians who may be pretty dumb.
I think I just saw the train.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about.
You're not filming the train. I'm sorry. I just went across a level crossing and got hit by the train. So we're going to some living peasant
come
village.
on, Diesel. You know you are the best fuel in the world.
Oh no, I've gone off road.
With the train making its progress, it was soon going to come back round and probably win the challenge.
The train is not winning the challenge. We've got to show that cars are better. I may have chosen the most unreliable car in the world for this challenge, so...
Sit rep. Now, I was quite hopeful, but now I am slightly not, because I am still in the Yarra Valley kind of area.
Yeah, you're going to win.
And it's getting quite troubling. Troubling.
Oh.
I'm doing some very weird angles where I'm like under the train.
Oh, hang on, no. I've gone the wrong bloody way.
Yes. Come on, Diesel. You know you can win this.
Time to talk about the car. Kieron reviewed it last series. Second generation pile of shit. I wanted to drive this car. I don't want to anymore. It's rubbish.
The first Ford GT.
Yeah.
2005. The fat man's car.
No one said I couldn't do this. Right, so we will pick that up later on and see the end of that, but now it is
hang on.
time.
Hang on, I'm sorry. You were driving down the train line.
Yes, a little bit.
Why were you doing that? That ruins the whole bloody point of the challenge. You're supposed to use the arrows. You even just said it in the studio. I know it's after, it's probably like 5 months after, but you shouldn't have done that.
Yes, anyway, it is a little bit dark now because we've been here for many years. But anyway, it's time now to do the news. And we start with Dan Gurney, who died last Monday from pneumonia. And if you don't know who he is, well, he was the man who introduced champagne to the F1 podium and the full head helmet to F1.
I actually didn't know that bit, but anyway. So, off topic of that, unfortunately, Jamie died. But anyway, right, in episode 2, we did a rallycross challenge. And at the end, we put our cars on sale. Before this, Marco was winning, but could I claw it back with the auction money? Well, we'll have to see. So,
well, how much did you sell your car for?
196,000. How much for you?
Well, I sold it for 200,000, which means I win. Haha. Second
you
challenge.
You actually like? So I've just seen right now it says 196,000 on the script. So.
Yes, and you sold
that
it
has
for
concluded that we
64,000.
have both drawed. Marco's won his second challenge. I don't know which ones I won because I can't remember. Right, more news. Williams, the F1 team, have confirmed Sergio Sorokin's now going to drive for them. I think it's a bad choice to be honest because he's not a very good driver.
Well,
I don't think.
I think it's a good choice. He's better than Kubica because Kubica's one hand. But anyway, the Zurich Prelate this year.
He's pretty much showed that he was pretty much good for the test, and he was doing very well.
Sorokin was good, but anyway, the Zurich Prelate this year, that is the first motor race in Switzerland for 60 years, which is an incredible feat for Formula E, but then they've also lost the doubleheader in Montreal because of the new mayor. She decided that she didn't really like motor racing around the streets of Montreal.
It's pretty obvious why. She's a woman. Anyway, this exact date is the 107th anniversary of the first Monte Carlo rally. Don't even know how to say it now. And also the 36th anniversary of the DeLorean DMC-12 from Back to the Future. Why are we doing 36th anniversary? That's not really big at all. That's Marco's favourite film, by the way, which is not mine because it's just boring. It's quite boring when you get to the end of the trilogy.
Well,
no spoilers.
Yeah, the last two aren't very good. The first one's good, but anyway. So this is also Yujide's 42nd birthday, and anyone. I mean, he's the greatest Formula 1 driver known to man. But also, final bit of news: I've solved global warming because cows they produce most of the greenhouse gases. So kill all cows. Step 1. All the microwave ovens in Europe produce 7 million times the carbon dioxide.
Let me guess, you want to get rid of them.
So
you want to get rid of microwaves.
Yes, I do. Get rid of microwave ovens. Get rid of cows. Global warming solved. We can keep petrol cars.
That's not
Brilliant.
really going to work.
Anyway, this series we're running a competition, and well, I've decided to find literally the best car ever. And well, there'll be a bit of a final in the next series, but I've looked at many car stats and narrowed it down from 70 or about 65 to 15.
I've done it wrong.
And well, here they are. Now, you can't really talk about what the best car in the world is without mentioning the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport. I mean, the criteria for this pretty much fits the Bugatti. Top speed, 268. But I mean, it's all about speed, not about the handling, because, I mean, it drives like a bus. Although it will go from 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds, that's all it's good for. Straight line speed. It just is awful through corners. Whoever thought we'd get a hybrid from Ferrari? I mean, whoever thought we'd get a good car from Ferrari? I mean, they haven't seemed to make a good car for years, but then this comes along. The LaFerrari. With its 789 brake horsepower, it can go up to 217 miles an hour, which is pretty fast. But like all non-F1 cars, It's not too good at high-speed corners, but I dare say it's better than the Bugatti. I've come back to Prague in something more, well, interesting than the Veyron, the Zonda, and I'm racing another car. I mean, this Pagani Huayra BC was the one that Kieron had in the Christmas special, and I agreed with him. It was by far the best car. It was my Aventador, was an upgrade, and I love that car. But anyway, no, this is just phenomenal. It handles usually, it's a racer. It's so much better than the Veyron in almost every respect. It's just me who's pushing it too hard, not the car that can't cope with it. The engine's phenomenal, 740 brake horsepower. Slightly less than both the other two, but it's still absolutely incredible. So, the McLaren F1. What's it against? That's what it's against. Doesn't it matter what it's against? It's being shattered. I mean, there are 24 people, but there we go. The car which could go 270 miles an hour with 903 brake horsepower. There we go. Fastest. I'm just going to do a quick stop here. I'm not actually. Who cares? This car can go from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, but we don't need a standing start to demonstrate that. And it can go to 217 miles an hour. That's its top speed. And I mean, with 690 brake horsepower, that's pretty impressive. That is the same speed as the McLaren F1 from last time. And that has 900 plus brake horsepower. It's the same top speed as the LaFerrari, which is 789 brake horsepower. I mean, you can't deny that the Aventador is incredible. And when you drive it, you just feel that too. It's not like the Bugatti, which is just speed. It can go around a track, and I just love this car. It feels so nice to drive. It can drift, it can do anything. Now this poor boy, not as quick as the Aventador. I mean, 458. I mean, surely it will beat it. Even 458 is upgraded. But the reason I chose to do this race in Rio is because, in my opinion, it's Lamborghini country. It's a chance to, well, crash into a wall. But the main reason I chose it is because there's some corners here which are tight. You can drift, hang your tail out, drive well, flamboyantly like this. Things which help the, yeah. So we're racing, I think it's a Ferrari, same car. 207 miles an hour this bad boy goes. Although it's only got a 3.8 litre engine. But that does output quite a lot of horsepower, 650 to be precise. Which is a lot. It's more than a lot of... Actually, no, it's not. I mean, it's a lot. But compared to the other cars on this list, it's not that much. And I'm just driving badly. It's nothing to do with the understeer of the car. That was to do with understeer. That was pretty bad. I mean, no, oh my. I was expecting this thing to be crap. It's built in Leicestershire on an industrial estate with probably not that much money. Kieron called it prehistoric. Oh my. Oh, no, yeah, we've gone wide. They all understeer, but then they're not F1 guys, they have the downforce. Even if it is up against, I think that's the BAC Mono. But I'm good at guessing cars, so I can't see it, it's dark. I mean, this thing goes 208 miles an hour. And so it tells me it's not going to beat the kit car. Because that's designed for the track. He's trying to put me in the wall. 3.4 0 to 60 on this car, 3.4 seconds, that's pretty good. But anyway, as I messed up at Rougebet, blah blah blah. The engine outputs 661 brake horsepower, that's the same as the Murcielago, and I already prefer this car to the Murcielago, it's much nicer to drive. So, Jaguar XJ220, 500 brake horsepower, top speed 220, 3.5 litre engine. It's called the 220 because their ambition was to get to 220 miles an hour. Can you do that? Well, we didn't get there, but that is pretty quick. Almost as quick as the McLaren F1, might I add. That is, you know it's good then. So yes, the Maserati, 203 miles an hour, that's how fast the damn thing goes. 0-63.1 seconds. It actually has a whopping 755 brake horsepower. And that means you can hang the tail out, put the blimming damn thing down. So, the Chevrolet Corvette C6 ZR1 gets a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. That is just sad. That was one of the 90 cars. Didn't make it past the first stage, in which it was narrowed down to about 45. So, that's in the bottom half. I was trying to not cut off the Porsche. We have a lovely racing Ferrari here. Easy mincemeat for this German machine. So, I mean, the 2016 GT2 RS. I mean, the great thing is about this is it's cheap. It's one of the cheapest cars that we're testing. I think I can see why. The brakes are literally from a blooming go-kart. That's a Lotus 11. 60 already. Penalty half a mile quicker than the McLaren F1. If it can, then that is just... It's almost as quick as the McLaren F1. It's quicker than the other one, which I did a drag race in, which I can't actually remember at the moment. So after that, I decided to eliminate cars I didn't like due to handling or their impractical.
The list will be. We'll put the list up on. We won't say it because on the studio we don't actually. He doesn't really know fully.
Oh well, I've got 3 actually. The Porsche GT2 because that's a midlife crisis car. It's a Porsche. The Ariel Atom because it's impractical, and the Bugatti Veyron because it handles like a dying horse.
Anyway, off the top of that, one of the cars from the original 65 was the Honda NSX, and I decided to have a look at the new one. The original NSX, the car that started it all. I think it's best if we start with this. Oh, now I'm in the car, and oh my goodness me, it steps out straight away, but actually really, the ride is comfortable. I mean, it is very comfortable indeed. I mean, Senna even said that, so it's not surprising it is true, because, well, he was pretty much on the car all the time. Now, at the time, the car was obviously supposed to match Ferrari in Ferrari 328 and the 348, and of course the Tesla Rosso as well, but on paper it obviously didn't look good, because Ferrari had V8s and V12s in the car as well. This NSX only had a 3.0-litre V6, not even turbocharged, just a normal, naturally aspirated 3.0-litre V6. Oh my goodness me, this car, absolutely hard to control, but you just get through there. Oh my goodness me, this wants to step out. Speaking of Senna, he worked on the car quite a lot. He even owned an NSX. He pretty much changed the NSX's future by testing it, and he made a lot of changes. He found a few things wrong, suspension, ride, and a lot of things a bit wrong with it, and decided to tweak them up and made the car a much better car when coming into release. Despite all the effort put in, it never was really considered an amazing car, and after the NXS was produced for the last time in 2005, Honda were making drab and boring cars, things like the Accord and the CRZ, and it looked like Honda would never make a sports car again. Although they slightly did in 2009, but that didn't really count to many. Until now. This is the new NSX, the second generation car. That has maybe a few minor problems. First of all, let's address the badge, because the badge actually looks different than you may think, and that's because this car in Forza 7 is known as the Acura, which is the American version of Honda. It's a bit weird, America normally does that stuff, but that's kind of fitting because I also found that it was slightly produced in America and pretty much fully produced there, which kind of worries me because there is a lot of problems with producing these cars in America. We've seen a lot of cars badly produced in America, and Well, I think we should do a little test.
I am ready, completely ready for this car. Let's lift off. Oh my goodness me, that acceleration is actually pretty good. Speeding up here, going down the top gear, test track, drag mile. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm going very fast. Cones in the way a lot. Oh my goodness me, does this pulp out a lot of power indeed.
Well, those speeds are down to many few things. Now, of course, the V6 was in the last car, but now it's a turbocharged V6 with 3.5 litres and 573 brake horsepower and a 9-speed transmission gearbox. And well, in the game it's rated 7.0 speed, which is not fast at all, but the acceleration's 8.8. But there is, again, one problem. The car may sound all amazing, but the problem is, it's a hybrid. Honda, again, just couldn't resist themselves for putting in this marketing for the green world of having electric cars and hybrid stuff. It's powered by pretty much the tyres, all powered by electric. I do like electric cars, but they do get a bit stupid when they try and do it in supercars. Just stick to other stuff. But really, I don't have much else to talk about. I could go back to Ferrari and the rivalry, but the problem is, there is no car. Forza haven't updated Ferrari in years now, so I have to go back to the studio. But I do have one more thing to say about my thoughts about the car. And well, I don't really like it, to be honest. It's too much changed from the NSX, the original one, which was actually good. I think it was very good indeed. This one, it just seems a bit... it comes out, it goes, it doesn't really excite. And now I know why people don't really care about the car at all. And with that, back to the studio.
So now it's time to put the Honda Acura NSX round our track, which means handing over to Kieron, because we don't have a tame racing driver yet.
We don't really have much of a budget at all. We kind of just
I'm
stole this
working on
place.
it. Yes, I am
Sure you
working
are.
on it, but let's see the lap.
Here we go, the Acura NSX lap, and we're off. Coming down into turn 1, quite fast coming now into turn 1, which is referred to as I can't remember. I only know about 3 of the corners, but coming through into turn 1, a little bit of a slip back there, but coming in through nicely, quite wide, nearly taken off to the grass there, but just about getting through. Now coming into Chicago. Is it a nice line? Seems a bit pedestrian and slow. A little bit of a cut there onto the bump there. But anyway, going past, now coming down into Hammerhead. Seems quite fast, to be honest, right now. This is a very good looking lap. I think it could beat the DB11, to be honest, right now. Coming into Hammerhead here. How is the line? Does it go through the lines? Does it stay with them? Ooh, it's very close to running off of them. Pretty much did run off there, but it is fine enough. Quite a tight line coming through here. Now coming into the follow-through. How fast can it go through? Looks like it's going pretty much full speed, but nearly losing it there. A lot of these cars in the new games can't seem to get through the follow-through very fast. How through here? With the tyres quite fast indeed. Did run off here earlier in some footage that wasn't seen. Now coming into the second to last corner here. Oh, quite understeery. Some smoke, but now coming into Gambon. How does it do? Coming into Gambon now. And across the line.
So, what was the time?
So I have the time here. It was a 1:21.328. Putting it 5th on our leaderboard, and faster than that god-awful DB11 with the most horrible colour ever.
But you didn't like the NSX, and you said you'd rather have the Ferrari.
No, no one would want the NSX over the Ferrari, to be honest.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I'd rather have the Ferrari.
To be honest though, that Ferrari, I don't know if it's been represented well in the game. I mean, there's no new Ferraris; they're not being updated.
I mean, yeah.
It's like going to be the next 2 years until Ferrari's
Yeah, I've driven
updated.
that Ferrari. I liked it quite a lot. So, to be fair, yeah, it's a very good car. Anyway,
Let's go back to the Train vs. Car film, and where we left off. Marco was in the tunnel, and I was in Yarra Valley.
What? What are you doing?
I'm not on a road. It's fine. Hang on, that's a feat. Okay. I'm going back onto a road, but it's no longer the motorway.
Come on, Diesel.
Power power us up the mountain. As I was getting very angry, I decided to murder my pixelated and square-headed and triangle-headed whatever driver, which meant I had to take over. Power! Come on! Get round there. Let's not try and derail this.
I think I could nearly be there. If it's where I think it is, I'm nearly there.
But I was quite concerned now that the Outback was all the way over there.
Oh, I found an XP board.
Sit
That's
rep.
more important.
I think I might have lost this challenge now. The train is really struggling to get round. This really was not a good idea at all.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I'm on the train line in the, whatever it's called, Cuba Pedy, which is the industrial place I believe you're talking about. Has the train passed this point yet?
Yes, I'm gonna win this challenge. Going to launch my career as a train driver. But news was daunting that Marco was already there.
I'm there.
Cock!
The train. It's a freight train, not a passenger train.
Maybe he's not there. Maybe he's not there. Maybe he's not there. Ugh. How do you actually stop this thing?
Yes.
Maybe it turns out he's not there. Oh, he's gonna be smugly faced when I get there, isn't he?
Yes, the 4GT is a brilliant car in every single way. Apart from that it's unreliable, it's terrible at handling, I don't like it. But it won the race.
Well,
I think the train might be coming, but I like this car quite a lot.
well, I am here. Oh.
My colleague says he's here.
Chock. Oh, yes! I've done the best thing in the world and destroyed his 4GT and killed him. Our colleague was now dead.
Well, I won that challenge. Yes.
Yeah, you may have won, but you flipped your car and cheated by driving on the train line. And also, you didn't even realise you got killed at the end by me. I was driving the train by then.
Yes,
yes,
I did. That did a little bit happen.
And therefore, that must have meant that the train should have won. And I will launch my career as a train driver because I was the best out of this.
So while Kieron went off to launch his career as a train driver, I went to some place called Italy. In the first ever supercar, the 1967 Lamborghini Miura. And I decided to race the Lord God Almighty himself. I'd start in a place called Ciceron in the very west, and as soon as the sun goes down, I'd set off and drive to the East Castration speed trap before the sun decided it felt like rising again. Means yes, it's nighttime. We set off and we're aiming for Castello, as Kieron calls it. I call it Castelletto. I decided to point out that I am having to watch my speedometer so I don't speed, but it is in kilometres an hour. And as you know, the UK motorway speed limit is 70 miles an hour, which is about 200 kilometres an hour. Right, the first thing we have to do is find our way out of this lovely town called Ciceron. And that's more difficult than you might think, but I know the way. Oh my. Do you nosy way. Oh, right, we've got to make sure that we are not on the wrong side of the road. But there's a rather large amount of traffic, and I am currently breaking the law.
You have arrived at your destination.
Oh no, I'm not anymore. Hang on, is that a car? It's not. Right, I need to go right. I need to go right. Oh, hang on, no, that's not the right I need. Right, this car isn't actually that quick, if I'm honest. It's only B class, but it is night, and we're racing from the most We're waiting for the most westerly point, sorry. So it's easterly point, rather like Jeremy Clarkson did in actual Top Gear when he raced from Land's End to Lowestoft. We are currently driving just over the motorway speed limit in the UK, which is 70 miles an hour or 200 kilometers an hour. Right, we are not losing control, and it's time I actually talked about this car, if I'm honest. Lamborghini Miura 1967, birth of the supercar, first proper mid-engined machine that we know and love today. Have I got a crap windscreen? No, it's the windscreen wipers. It is raining. It's going to make everything worse in every way. No one likes rain, except Africans, actually. But I hate rain, probably because I'm British. Hang on. I'm undertaking on it. Okay, I have learned something. This car has very good brakes, actually. But the acceleration's a bit crap, and I've currently been boxed in by a couple of Americans. That's not an American car, that's a VW. But is it me, or is the sky becoming less black, which means dawn is not that far away? I think at the next exit I need to turn off, but I'm not allowed to use a map, and I've not used a map at all, so if I go too far, it's still easy to make, but it's just a lot longer. Hang on, what does the sign say? I didn't read it. I think I meant to go off here. I've missed the turning. Right, we're going to have to just slightly break the law and go down a hill. I've got lost. Hang on. I don't do the U-turn. Right, I found my turning. So I've now got to follow this road all the way into Castelletto. Why are they all driving on the wrong side of the road? Oh my god, this is a dangerous junction. Right, we are off of the motorway, which means we can no longer go 70 miles per hour. Ooh, my. Oh, I've almost crashed. But we've got to pass through the main Horizon Festival where everyone will love us for being in a Lamborghini. I have to say, as the night goes on, I'm getting slightly tired, so I've got a radio. It's not working. My radio's died. Oh my! I've almost done a Frank Williams. We can edit that out. Left. Left wing is good. Left wing's better. Is the Lord God Almighty going to lose to a car? It looks like dawn is breaking, but it's not sunny yet. My headlights are still on. I can't see anything. Oh my god, I've hit a tree. Now when I get to Castelletto, yayo, we need to go as fast as possible, really. I should have gone down to Nice and then got on the Great Ocean. No, hang on, that's Australia. The Riviera front thing, which I did use, in fact, in the nice special a few weeks ago. But ooh, right, it's not sunrise yet, but it's getting close, I have to say. But we are in Castelletto, and we're in Castelletto now. Oh, I've spun it and I've killed a couple of people. Right, my headlights have just turned off. My headlights have just turned off, but the sun is not in the sky yet, as you can see. This is going to be horrifically close. What is going on? Hang on. Right, power. There's a shortcut that I could have used, but I didn't use it because I don't cheat. There's an RUF wild bird yellow thing. I love this is going nicely. The sun is just rising. It's going to be very close. I think I can classify this as a loss, probably. And we're here, actually. But I think we can safely conclude that the sun is definitely in the sky, and I've lost this. So, with that, back to the studio.
Okay, so you just failed. God beat you. You have single-handedly destroyed, ruined the Lamborghini Miura's bloody
Yes,
whatever.
I have. And yeah, on that
Reputation.
bombshell, it is time to end. So thank you all very much for watching. Good night.